Hello and welcome to episode 2 of the Raccoon release radar. Today we're covering the week of February 2nd to February 8th, and we're going to be starting off today with Kissed by a Star, which will be coming out on February 2nd. This is a turn-based RPG game that kind of has an old school JRPG style, but the writing is described as being mixed with a modern fantasy novel. There are rapid-paced chapters with different POVs that you're swapping through, and there's a big cast of characters. It claims to have light RPG elements so that you can pick up each individual character pretty quickly, and overall I think this game looks pretty cool. Coming out the day after, on February 3rd, we have Rogue Factory. This is a bullet heaven game in the vein of Vampire Survivors, but has Factorio-style factory building where you are basically building a factory that is choosing how your spells are being cast. It seems very unique and very cool. There are 20 unlockable characters, or there are 20 total characters, and there are unlockables, which is the typical progression system for these kind of games. I'm very looking forward to it.
Alright, listen up guys. We gotta go in this wizard tower and vandalize it. There's gonna be monsters around, so we gotta be super careful. We all have these wands we can...
After that, on February 3rd, we have Yapyap. This is a reverse repo style game where you basically go into a wizard's tower to vandalize it. So you're trying to destroy all the stuff in the tower while avoiding monsters instead of carefully extracting things. And in the same style of repo, you are playing with your friends and realistically just screwing each other over and creating problems for one another. Definitely seems like a fun game. My friends probably better at this game than at repo. We are not great at that. The monsters come for us. I guess there's still monsters in this one too, though, so we may be bad at this too. But this is definitely on my radar. I am excited for this game. I want to see how this turns out. I really like the idea of a vandalizing version of repo with more of a magical theme too. After that, on February 4th, we have The Pale Piper. This is a story-based precision platformer game that, when I'm looking at it, it almost seems like it has Souls-like design philosophy with looping map systems and hidden pathways. There's boss fights, but when I say boss fights, there's no combat in this game. So there are boss encounters, but like a Super Meat Boy style boss encounter where you're trying to avoid the boss. You're not actually attacking anything. It claims to have environmental storytelling, so this to me feels like a almost Souls-like, not in the way that it plays, but in the design philosophy of the world and storytelling, with a Super Meat Boy style gameplay. This game looks really good. I don't know what more to say about it. I think they are a very unique style of game. If this is your thing, this should be on your radar. You should check this out. There is a demo on Steam. After that, we have Dialogue. This is a puzzle game. This is a free game that will be coming out on February 5th. It's a puzzle game where you are repairing android girls. It looks like Valhalla, the bartending game. It has that same slice of life cyberpunk storytelling, but with a puzzle game where you're rotating shapes and making colors line up in order to repair these cybernetic girls' robot components. It looks like it's going to probably be a good time. I really love the art style. It is reminiscent of Valhalla, but I mean, anything that has that style, I am just going to be deeply invested in. It looks very fun.
Princess Suna has been taken by the Devil Lord. She must be rescued.
I will rescue you soon, Princess, and I'll keep you all to myself.
After that, we have, coming out on February 5th as well, Lovish. This is also a precision platformer, but it's like 50 bite-sized levels of a precision platformer. There's random events going on. It's got a much more comedic tone than the Pied Piper or the Pale Piper seems to have. I can't get a good read on this one. It seems like it's just a goofy precision platformer. If you're into precision platformers or you're into this goofy kind of comedic slapstick comedy, this is probably a game that you'll be interested in.
I hate you, Devil Lord.
After that, we have coming out on February 5th as well, Tomb of the Bloodletter. This is a deck building roguelike, but the deck that you're building is a keyboard, and you're spelling words to fight things. So depending on the words you have and the decks that you have, you want to use different letters. The most interesting mechanic to me that jumped out at me immediately was when you actually get to a new floor, you are spelling a word to choose the path that you're going through that floor. So you'll see a keyboard layout at the beginning of the floor. Some of the letters will have certain types of rooms on it. If you want to visit those rooms, you have to use them in the word that you spell, which will be your path through that floor. That seems like a very cool mechanic for a spelling-based deck builder roguelike. After that, coming on February 6th, we have Ghost Gunners. This is a Friends v Friends style 6-person multiplayer shooter where you get 6 of your friends into one lobby to play this multiplayer game. The twist here is that in this lobby, everyone is invisible, so you're not able to see your friends and where they're at. There will be a ghost that'll appear where you're at that exact moment. Every now and then, you can change the settings for how often that'll appear, and you'll have different weapons and tools that you can use to reveal the locations of people. So it's a game where everyone's invisible and you're trying to spot them and figure out where they are and then, take out your friends. This seems like this would be a fun game to get in a lobby and play, maybe with a little bit of drinking. I can see this getting very quickly ridiculous if you play with the right group of people. Also on February 6th, we have Demon Dust. This is a survival horror dungeon crawler. It's got a very unique style to it. There's a lot of TV static, almost analog horror-esque, but also old, dungeon crawling games aesthetic. And the UI is all done through mouse controls. So you're having to click on the UI directly, but it's in this, you can see the screen, but it's on a computer screen. This game's style is very unique. I'm excited to see how this comes out. It has this exploration that just seems creepy, with the mouse-based controls making things almost uncannily fluid for the style of game that it's emulating. So this is one that I'm going to be having my eyes on pretty heavily. Finally, also on February 6th, we have Creature Kitchen. This game immediately jumped out to me because there is a raccoon in it. It is described as a creepy, cozy experience, which a lot of games that have that vibe, the creepy, cozy vibe, I really have a good time with. So that also pulls me in. It's got this 2000s style 3D model, oversaturated but a grainy look to it that leads to that creepy feeling. But the main gameplay loop that you're going for here is feeding the creatures who live by your house. So there's a raccoon there. It shows a frog in the trailer. It's like a rat. You are trying to cook food for these creatures to make them happy and feed them and take pictures of them. And so the actual gameplay is seemingly rather innocent and cute, but it has this creepy just vibe to it that I think honestly almost adds to the coziness when you kind of juxtapose them. Juxtapose? You know what I'm talking about. Go play the Raccoon game and feed the raccoon a hamburger or whatever he wants to eat. I don't know. That's up to you to figure out. All right. That's the week of February 2nd to February 8th. All these games look awesome. Go check them out when they come out, see how they're reviewing. As always, I haven't been able to play these games because they're not out yet. Some of them have demos available, but for the most part, these games are coming out this week. So before you make that decision on if you want to purchase them, definitely check the reviews, see how they're doing. A few of these games are probably not going to have very many reviews because they are a little more obscure. But that's all the more reason to give them a shot and let the devs know how you feel about the game. Give them good feedback, nice feedback, and yeah, hopefully they grow from it, or the game is awesome. The best case scenario is you play the game and it's perfect, and it's your new favorite game. So go check these out. I think you'll all have a great time. As always, eat some trash and do some science for me, and I'll see you next week on the Raccoon Release Radar.